President Trump signs a bunch of pro-America executive orders in his final days in office of this first term. Second Amendment, regulation, sanity, drones, oppressive bureaucrats, and more. The anti-American education mess. This is the end of Hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. Stay tuned for Hour 2. Jesse Lee Peterson will be right back. But first, Hake news, not fake news. President Trump is for the Second Amendment. He signs an executive order expanding federal prosecutors' ability to carry concealed firearms, as well as law enforcement officers, and he urges Congress to pass legislation to extend the right to carry a concealed firearm to federal judges. The Epoch Times reports this comes in response to the fatal shooting of the 20-year-old Daniel Anderl, the son of U.S. District Judge Esther Salas, and the critical wounding of her husband, Mark Anderl. The suspect killed himself. I reported on it some months back. In a video statement, the female judge said that the murderer had compiled a complete dossier of personal information of her and her family, including details on where they worked and lived and the church they attended. Doxed. FYI, the incoming administration has vowed to implement a restrictive so-called gun control agenda, which has prompted an increased sale of firearms already ahead of the president-elect sleepy Joe Biden's fake inauguration over concerns that some weapons may be banned. And Trump is for sane regulation enforcement, too. He issued an executive order protecting Americans from over-criminalization, quote-unquote, by regulations. That's from the Epoch Times as well. In the interest of fairness, this is President Trump writing, federal criminal law should be clearly written so that all Americans can understand what is prohibited and act accordingly. The move dovetails with President Trump's broader effort throughout his term to reduce the regulatory burden on individuals and companies, which is a hallmark of his administration. Some statutes have authorized executive branch agencies to promulgate thousands of regulations, creating a thicket of requirements that can be difficult to navigate. And many of these regulations are enforceable through criminal processes and penalties, the president noted. He urged that they punish only the most culpable individuals. No more of this corruption, right? And Trump is protecting us from Chinese drones, too. He signed an executive order to protect the U.S. against security threats from drones, to prevent the feds from using drones manufactured by foreign adversaries, including China, warning that information collected by unmanned aircraft systems, UAS, drones, could be accessed or transferred to foreign adversaries, according to the Epoch Times. One China-based company, DJI, has 77% of the U.S. market share, and the world's biggest maker of commercial drones, DJI. And Daytona police over in Florida, liberals, I think, flew one of their drones, DJI's drones, to local public parks using the drone speaker to tell people to leave because parks were closed due to COVID-19. Former Florida Governor Senator Rick Scott, the Republican, Jesse Lee Peterson's friend, tweeted, "This virus originated from communist China, and the Chinese Communist Party's lies helped it spread around the world. Now we're using drones made by a Chinese company and backed by the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, but to enforce social distancing? That's crazy." Right on, Rick Scott. Trump pulls power from the deep state, too. He issued an executive order preventing unelected career bureaucrats from having the final word on federal rules. Nice. Thanks, President Trump. Rather, he says it should be elected presidents, political appointees. They're more accountable to the people, and they're not undermining the president, as what happened to President Trump. He also adjusted the travel ban. He lifted the CCP virus travel ban on UK, Brazil, but he kept the travel ban on China and Iran, according to the Epoch Times. But Biden's female spokesman, Jen Psaki, a Russian communist who was in the Obama administration, said that they're going to reverse Trump's order and lift restrictions and not lift restrictions on travel. And Trump is correcting some of the anti-U.S. smears with his 1776 commission, debunking Howard Zinn and the 1619 Project. Right on. I'm James Hake.